subheading is word problems. And the little subheading under there is using ratio boxes. And the reason why that works for ratio boxes, because if you think about what, let's say, 80% is, 80% is nothing more than a ratio of what? Now, if you made 80% of your free throws, John, what is your ratio? That is like making 80 made out of a total of 100 total. That's your ratio. As a matter of fact, with that, you can also do another ratio of how many you missed, which would be 20 missed out of 100 total. With that being said, let's look at an actual problem that the book gives us here. 30% of the cars in the parade are antique. 30% of the cars are antique. Are antique. If 12 cars are antique, how many are in the parade? Are you ready? That would look like this. So here's my ratio box we just got done talking about, right, Charles? My ratio is actually my percent. And what is my percent? 30, and make sure you label this. What is 30? 30 are, how many are antique? That would be out of 100, correct? That's my total. What would go here? If 30 are antique, it's obvious, John, that 70 are what? Just not antique. However you want to say that. So there's your fraction proportion ratio box. And then we just put in 12 where it belongs. 12 is either going to be how many antique cars there are, how many that are not antique, or how many total cars there are. What do you see, Robbins? Where's it going to go?
12 antique.
12 antique, not too hard. And then I'm either going to be asked how many are not antique or how many total cars there are. Which one do I need to know?
How many in parade?
How many what?
How many in parade?
Which is, was that how many are not antique or how many total?
Total.
Total. And here's where the system gets a little mucky here. I don't need this, so I can kind of ignore that. It would be a wise idea for you to kind of go off to the side and write this kind of out in equal fraction form. 30 over 100 equals 12 over what number? To which, if you're Ethan, you're going to say, well, I don't know, how do I go from 30 down to 12?
Divided by 3.
Well, 30 divided by 3 is 10.
No, 30 divided by 3 is...
10.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of 36.
Alright. What you want to do is, we've always done, if all else fails, what's the one sure way to always do this? Cross products, where you multiply this by this and get this. But before you do that, you should think, can I do something to make my life easier, Sam? Can I do something to make my life easier?
Do the cross canceling.
Well, no, not cross cancel. You can't cross cancel until you multiply. This fraction right here can be reduced. What could you reduce this to? It's okay if you reduce. It reduces to what, Trev?
3/10.
3/10 divided by 10. And then look, as if only by magic, now I can go from 3 to 12. 3 times what is 12?
4.
4. So 10 times 4
It's 40.
is 40. And that would be how many total cars are in the antique car parade. Well, I guess it would have to be regular parades. Always look to see if you can reduce before you get that. I mean, you can always cross cancel and get your answer, but sometimes it's easier just to work for an easy one. Write down this one. 40% of the team members played in the game. 40% of the team played in the game. Yeah, if 24 team members did not play, oh, here's where it gets interesting. 24 did not play. Oh, that's going to be interesting. And the question is, how many did play? How many did play? I'll give you a second. You try to write up the ratio boxes and fill that in while I. What's your question, sir? Because percent always means out of 100. All of these percent problems are going to be out of 100. Just like this one will be 40 and 100. Give you a second. Fill in your ratio boxes and see if you can't get that. Make sure you label them. We need to be fishermen. Make sure you label them. Charles, do you have an answer? Fill in the box, label the box, or no? Didn't label the box? What are we comparing, Charles? No idea? Use the words as a clue. Let's try. 40% of the team played in the game. 24 did not play in the game. How many did play? Got an answer, Ronnie?
No.
Fill in your percentages. Trevor Westfall, what am I comparing here? People who
Did play, but didn't.
people who played in the game to people who did not play. And always this last box is going to be your total. And if you're talking percentages, your total is always going to be 100 because it's out of 100. Now, the 40%, is that how many played or didn't play?
Played.
How do you know that?
It said 40 was.
Oh, it says 40% played in the game. Which means you can tell how many did not play in the game, Lacey, it's 60. Wow, we've already filled in one whole column there. Then we just have to put 24 in the right place. 24, Brendan Massey goes where?
Did not play.
24 actually did not play. Now, do I want how many total players there were or how many played in the game? Played. How many did play? Not how many total, so this is what I want. And again, here is where I would rewrite this in fractional form. I don't need this part because that's not the one I hope for. 40 over 60, this over this, 40 over 60 equals some number over 24. And again, you can always do cross products. By the way, you can't cancel yet. You can't cross cancel. Why? Because this is equal. You only cross cancel when it's multiplication. First thing I'm going to do, can I reduce this? I sure can, Sam. I can divide by what?
3,
Who?
2.
How about higher? Let's just go for the jugular right off the bat. How about higher? Let's look at the zeros that it ends with.
5.
How about higher, Sam?
10.
10, yeah. Divide them both by 10, which means you just cross off those zeros. So this is the same as 4 sixths. To go from 6 to 24, you multiply by 4.
Should we step more though?
Yeah, you can.
Well, you could, but I'm just trying to figure out where to get to an easy place. Yes, you could have done 2/3. Let's do 2/3 for Ethan. 3 times 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Either way, you're gonna get 16. I was just looking for kind of the first, whatever. Usually with fractions, I always start by doing the 10 and see if that works because they usually end with 2 rows. Questions on that? Stop me there if that didn't, there's a tough one. Uh-oh, Ethan?
I was just wondering if there's a scenario where you can't reduce, or,
Yeah, the scenario when you can't reduce, you have to use cross products. I mean, if you ended up with 7 over 8 equals what number over 15? It's not gonna work out evenly, but you're gonna have to go 8 times what number equals 7 times 15. Figure that out, multiply and divide. But I think the book's pretty nice to you, and they'll give you all ones that work out. They're just that way.